Steve Mills here, and welcome to both my podcast and this video. I'm actually recording this on both YouTube and also on my podcast. So no matter which format you're listening to it or watching it, welcome. Thank you for being here. As I said, my name is Steve Mills, and I've spent over 25 years now working with businesses, helping them to become more effective in the area called sales and marketing. I've said for a long time that one of the biggest problems that I see with businesses is that it's not that they're doing the wrong marketing, it's that they're doing the right marketing, but actually in the wrong way. And today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that a lot of people get wrong, and that is, how do you get more people to your website? And that's the subject of today's video and today's podcast. Before I tell you about that, just very quickly, just tell you about a webinar that I'm running. It's called Results. It's about improving the results that you're getting around your marketing. As I said, I've been doing this for 25 years. I've helped thousands of businesses in hundreds of industries to make literally millions of pounds of additional unforeseen income. So if you want to attend that, go to stevemills.co. Big orange button there. Get yourself signed up, and look forward to speaking to you on that. However, back to today. Today is all about how to get more people to your website. And one thing I will say that's really important, before you spend any time, money and effort getting people to your website, a really important question is, does your website currently convert? You know, in other words, if you get, I don't know, let's say 1,000 people to your website already, whether that's 1,000 an hour, a day, a week, a month, or even a year, I hope it's not a year, but if you get 1,000 people and you're getting like one inquiry, then do you know what? Do you really want to get loads more people to this website that's not creating any business? Because believe you me, that most businesses that I speak to say to me things like, well, you know, it's a brochure website, Steve. It's not about getting leads. And do you know what? That is the biggest load of bullshit I think I've heard. You know, you just spent a load of money, maybe 1,000, maybe 50,000 or somewhere in between, on designing and developing this new website. Did you really do that in order to not win any business? Of course you want to win some business. Why wouldn't you? Now, you might not be selling online. It might be a matter of they go to your website, look at it, are seriously impressed with it, and make an inquiry, and you have a meeting and produce a proposal and so on. But fundamentally, your website is part of that sales funnel. It's part of the process that people go through when they buy your products and services. So that being the case, I believe anyway, we definitely want to make sure that our website converts. And, you know, particularly if you're spending money, if you're, you know, doing Google pay-per-click or Facebook or LinkedIn advertising or something like that, the last thing you want to do is pay Google, you know, £2 for every person that goes to your website when it's a website that doesn't convert. So I've already done a video all about conversion, so you might want to go and look at that on YouTube. And I think I've spoken about it on my podcast as well, so you might want to chase that up too. But today's not about conversion, today's about traffic. So firstly, if you think about it, how many different ways are there to get people to your website? Well, you know, I could probably count them. I don't know, I could count them all actually, but you know, there's social media, there's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, there's search engine optimization, there's paid advertising. They're standing up excuse me, they're standing up at a networking event and saying, hi, my name's Steve Mills, this is what I do. If you want to know more, go to my website. There's your email footer. there's having a blog, there's doing a podcast like I've just done, there's so many different opportunities, really, to be honest. This could go on for hours and hours. Don't worry, it won't. I'm just going to talk to you about a few of them, but there's many ways. So if you're only doing a little bit of something, guess what rewards you get for doing a little bit? You're right, it's not even a little bit, it's no rewards. People tell me all the time, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Steve, and I don't really get anywhere. I say, well, what are you doing? So, well, we post on there once a month, and we've won no business. Surprise, surprise. You're not doing enough, and that's often the biggest mistake that I see in marketing. I mentioned, it's not that you're doing the wrong marketing, you're doing the right marketing in the wrong way. But even if you are doing the right marketing, and if you're doing it in the wrong way, often you're just not simply doing enough of it. Just do more of it and you'll get more results. Make more phone calls. If you make 100 phone calls and your objective is to get people to your website or to get them to book a meeting with you, and it's working, so let's say, I don't know, every 100 calls you make, you get 10 inquiries, make 200 calls, do more calls to get twice as many results. It's just simple mathematics, really. So all that said, let's just talk a little bit about some of the ways you can get more traffic to your website. Well, there's, as I said, many different ways, and I've certainly not got time on this webinar to talk to you about them. But let's just talk about something like the paid advertising side of this. This is a huge opportunity. I'm going to tell you about a couple of things that you may or may not know about that you can do right now. These were introduced probably at the beginning of 2020, right at the time when COVID started to hit. So they've not really taken off anywhere near to the level that I'm sure they will do in the near future. So the first one is called geofencing. What this is, it's most of it, not all of it, but a big part of it is done by Google. And so Google can put a geofence, a digital fence around your competitor's business. And if anybody walks into that facility with a mobile in their pocket, which, let's face it, 99.999% of people will, then it will pick up that signal and start advertising to those people, the people who own. So all of a sudden, let's say, for example, I own the Steve Mills Health Club, a gym and leisure facility, and I say to Google, right, if anybody walks into David Lloyd down the road from me, anybody at all their customers and prospects and so on, walk into that facility, then I want to advertise to those people. So you go into David Lloyd because you're thinking of joining, and they tell you it's £120 a month or whatever it is, and all of a sudden when you come out, you go on to the internet, and over 2 million of Google's partners, which you wouldn't believe how many times you'll see this, start advertising my gym, which is only £59 a month. You get the idea. So that's one way, and you just say to Google, right, show this advert to all these people, and looking for a gym, special deal, £59. First 6 months only £49. And so you might be able to pinch a few clients from your competitors there. Another way is basically a very similar thing, but it's called buyer behavior. Same thing, but website driven. So I could say to Google, right, if anybody goes to any marketing company in Portsmouth, in Hampshire, in the UK, or even in the world, if you go to a marketing company's website, then show my website. Show them my website. Everybody who ever visits a marketing company website anywhere in the world, might cost me a lot of money anywhere in the world. Let's just say Portsmouth, shall we? Anybody in Portsmouth who's looking for a marketing company goes to a marketing company's website, Google will start showing them my advert. And then the third one I want to talk to you about, which has been around for a little while now, is something called remarketing. If you're not doing this, you really ought to be doing it. What this does is it allows people, again via Google, to when people have been to my website, so they've looked at my, why have they looked at my website? Because they're interested at some level. Maybe they, been and not actually didn't like my website for whatever reason, or perhaps they were looking for a different Steve Mills, and they not actually after me. But the vast majority of people will either be my customers or my prospects. I suppose a few competitors checking me out maybe, but generally speaking, probably my prospects actually, or at least I'd like to think so. And so I start advertising to people who are already interested in me. And how powerful is that? So there's three great ways. As I said, if you want to know more, I'd love to talk to you. Very happy to offer you a couple of things. Firstly, if you want to book a one-to-one with me, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know I can help you to grow your business, even in these tough times that we're going through. And believe me, for most businesses, the biggest problem they've got right now is lack of sales. That's the number one problem that businesses got. Unless you're like closed down, you're a restaurant or something like that, and you're not allowed to open. I understand that. But for most businesses, it's a lack of sales. So what do they need to do? You've got to get more sales. Need some help with that? I'm your man. I can really help. I can really make a difference to your business. If you want a free meeting, no obligation, talk about your business, what you're doing, what your goals are, and we can see if there's a fit. If you feel you can work with me, I feel I can work with you, then I'll talk to you about how much it costs and all that sort of stuff. Or if you'd rather book a webinar, just want to come along as one of many people and just listen for a little bit longer, it's an hour's long webinar, and you'll be very welcome to do that. So for both of those things, go to www.stevemills.co, and thank you ever so much for listening, and look forward to speaking to you again in the very near future. Thank you.